The Republican National Committee is facing growing pushback from some members of the party following a vote on Friday to censure Representatives Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger. The measure, which was adopted by a voice vote at the RNC's annual meeting, describes Cheney and Kinzinger as a, quote, oh, my God, participating in a Democrat-led persecution of ordinary citizens engaged in legitimate political discourse.
By the way, let's just say Democratic-led, I don't know. It's interesting. Republicans had a chance to be involved in this and chose not to be involved in it in a bipartisan, bicameral way. But even Mitch McConnell is following this closely and said that he's looking forward to the outcome of it. He wants to see the truth, wants to have the chips fall where they may. So I'm not so sure that this is quite as partisan as that statement would like to make. But, Donnie, this is such a stupid move by the Democrats, or by the Republicans, such a stupid move by the Republicans that they could just sit back, criticize Joe Biden because of inflation, criticize Joe Biden because of Afghanistan. I don't know. You do your laundry list, supply chain, whatever that crime, the southern border. Instead, by passing this stupid resolution, this with fascist style language saying that what happened on January the 6th was legitimate political discourse, they distract from all of that. And they go, no. Let's have all of America look once again on January the 6th and how we're still trying to justify police officers having their brains bashed in by American flags and Trump flags. It is a uniquely stupid thing.
Was last year, was in my book, was out months ago, and we haven't heard any condemnation of any significance from anybody in the leadership of the Republican Party to those words from Donald Trump, and yet we have this condemnation here of Kinzinger and Cheney today. Extraordinary.
John, I mean, just take me inside what your reporting suggests is sort of torquing up the volume out of Trump world. I mean, I know that the members have been identified that are of interest to Liz Cheney. I think Liz Cheney seems to have known exactly who was talking to Donald Trump that day. Jim Jordan and Kevin McCarthy has a phone call Liz Cheney's been interested in since before the 1-6 committee was formed. You've also got the specter of very senior advisors to the vice president. We don't know what they said, but we know they were in the room, and there's no suggestion from anyone on that committee. I talked to one of them yesterday, and I'm sure you have as well, that they have been stonewalling. So is this sort of where the rubber was going to meet the road for Pence?
Yeah, and so you have seen Mark Short, who was his chief of staff, Pence's chief of staff, testify, and also Greg Jacob, who was his counselor in the vice president's office. So really his two most important advisors as vice president come forward, and by all accounts, cooperating. We're told they're not talking about conversations that either one of them had directly with Donald Trump. That would fall under executive privilege, or arguably would fall under executive privilege, but no indication that they're holding back on anything else. I think that one big question hanging over all of this is, does Pence himself end up cooperating with this committee? I actually doubt it. I don't think it's going to come to the point where we actually see Pence himself testifying. And maybe after you've seen the words that he said today, maybe they don't need his testimony. I mean, it's clear what his position is, and it's clear the pressure that he was under by Donald Trump.
We read about members of the House from the Democratic side retiring from Congress. It happens all the time. But there's a fair number. It seems like a lot this time. And with the Senate blocking certain things, how is the morale among the House Democrats?
Well, I've been trying to call each and every one of them as we're trying to figure out our message for the rest of the year. I'm going to answer this in two ways. People are totally committed to getting the job done. They're here because we share the same values and they care deeply about our country. So there's that commitment. I'm going to tell you, it's hard. It's hard to be a member of Congress. They're under constant attack. Many of them are physical threats. People are worried for their families. So, there's that element of it. But you got a lot of fighters in this Democratic caucus. We are going to fight. I deeply believe we will win in November when we talk about what we have gotten done, when we talk about what we have delivered for the people. And our job right now is to stay together at a caucus and not let people divide us. And there are a lot of people in this. It's not a lot of people. It is some people who are seeking to harm this country and harm communities and harm us by seeking to divide us. And we cannot let them win in that division.